I've just been thinking a lot. I couldn't sleep last night. Just had all this on my mind, really. Just been thinking about Boogerman. Huh? A Boogerman remake. Of all things, a Boogerman remake? Why?
We've received tons of requests and inquiries about whether or not we're ever going to make a new one. We've been really surprised and totally humbled to see the cult following that the game has developed. So we're here to...
The game has a cult following?
Kickstarter campaign for Boogerman 20th Anniversary. What we're doing is we're taking the story, the concept, and the characters from the world of Boogerman and bringing it to the latest generation of consoles, handhelds, and home computers.
Music by Grant Kirkhope? The not-so-silent but deadly fartcopter? A tier for a green chrome Mega Drive cartridge of the game? A statue? What's next? An Awesome Possum remake? I mean, then I thought about it.
Nostalgia is a weird thing. There are a lot of things from my childhood that could, let's be honest, be considered complete rubbish. Real stupid stuff that you would maybe not even admit to liking as a kid, as people would consider it a wasted youth to make themselves feel better. You could fill a whole barrel of this stuff. A good chunk of it would be full of pogs. Something I was into far longer than most kids were, long after the fad came and went. Then further down you would have things like Go-Go's, The Incredible Crash Dummies, My Pet Monster, Sig and Zag, etc. Somewhere deep in the bottom of that barrel, nested next to the likes of Flat Eric and Mad Balls, would be Boogerman. I don't really recall what attracted me to the game in the first place, though I suspect it was something to do with the snot and fart gags. After all, I was a impressionable 8-year-old who liked silly gross humour. We're talking about the same kid that got told off by his nan for drawing a Sonic level called the Flesh Zone that had springs and bumpers made of boobs and knobs. Yeah, can't believe we just admitted that on YouTube. I guess my favourite Sega mag at the time, the official one, gave me a good first impression of it with their review. They gave it 87%, the same score as another game in that issue that I recall getting around the same time. Rystar. Can't say I really agree with that. But hey, if Richard Leadbetter liked it, surely it can't be that bad. So was it actually a good game? I don't know really. As a kid I never really got past the first world in it. I kept getting game over due to the harsh collision detection of the enemies, so I never had any patience to sit through it any further. There is a password system, but it only gives you passwords for every world, so because I never got to the second world, I never saw beyond that. To give it credit where credit's due, the animation in this game was and still is rather good, almost on par with games like Earthworm Jim and Aladdin I reckon. The voice samples were surprisingly good for a Mega Drive game, and the music is pretty funky in places too. All of this and the unique moveset was enough for me to enjoy it just for that alone, even if I never got very far in it. And you really can't go wrong with a game that lets you blow up Mr. Blobby.
If you have a look at my Mega Drive collection, you'll see I don't currently own Boogerman. Boogerman's one of those games that I have owned and not owned on multiple occasions over the years.
The last time I owned it was probably a few years ago, and every time I've picked it up out of nostalgia, I found myself not really getting on with the gameplay of it and getting rid of it again. But now I sort of regret that, as sometimes a game is worth owning simply to muck about in. Boogerman is just a fun character to move about and watch do silly things really. There was clearly something about the character I liked back then though, judging by all the doodles of him I found, including this comic strip in which I gave Boogerman a chihuahua sidekick called Boogermutt, and Sonic appears for some reason, confusing him for the bad guy and accidentally crashing into the bad guy and defeating him by accident. And there's a Cilla Black reference in there somewhere.
And look, Boogerman 2 for the Saturn and PlayStation, even though the screenshots are just taken from the original game. But hey, Boogerman 2 might actually happen now, maybe. Here's a bunch of cheats I actually used quite a lot on the Mega Drive. But then there's this one here, Boogerman plus 32X plus Road Avenger, I think that's supposed to be, on the Mega CD. Slot 32X into the Mega Drive, plug Boogerman game into 32X and put Road Avenger in Mega CD. The gameplay is like normal, but with a twist. Boogerman starts running along the screen yelling booger all the time. The game over screen shows Boogerman making his super burp. Warning, this cheat can damage the 32X's program, so don't bother trying it. Okay. Oh, I have a 32X, and I have a Mega CD, and I also have Road Avenger, but I don't have a copy of Boogerman at the moment, so I guess I could try emulating it.
Doesn't appear to be anything so far. I'm not even sure if this has worked. Oh, there he is! Oh, wow! Look at that! Yeah, she worked. Oh. Whoops. I was too distracted by Boogerman that I accidentally crashed the car. I guess you could say Boogerman's gone turbo. Oh, the game broke. So yeah, this Kickstarter at first seemed like a dumb idea, but then I thought about it. I thought about it a lot. Enough to end up making this video, and in the end I was thinking more along the lines of, why not? If they can make this new game look anything like these proof of concept images, it might be pretty darn good, who knows? It's been a while since I bumped into another copy of Boogerman for the Mega Drive and picked it up again, so maybe this time, instead of doing that again, I should put that money towards chipping in on this Kickstarter instead, because you know, while it wasn't by no means a classic, it did have something of a dent in my childhood, I guess you could just call it a dent. And for that alone, I feel like a pleasure can be my way of saying thanks. Thanks for wasting a small part of my childhood on a dumb video game. I wouldn't have it any other way.